an advertising campaign so helplessly woke and absurd, but I'm convinced it was designed specifically to irritate me. The marketing team at HSBC commissioned a children's author to rewrite 3 classic fairy tales. You might well think that's an unusual thing for a bank to do. At this point, I've already lost track really of exactly why the bank is rewriting fairy tales or what any of it has got to do with gender stereotypes.
Piers Morgan, the man who walked off his own show, just dropped a bombshell that's shaking up British media. In a stunning revelation, he's exposed a secret that's been lurking in the shadows of television for years. But this isn't just any old gossip. Morgan's revelation strikes at the heart of how we consume news and entertainment. It's a game changer that could redefine the future of broadcasting. Are you ready to hear what's got everyone talking? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Piers Morgan's latest move has sent shockwaves through the media industry. In a surprising twist, the controversial broadcaster announced he's taking his show to YouTube, challenging the iron grip of traditional TV on news broadcasting. This bold decision has left industry insiders scratching their heads. Is Morgan committing career suicide, or is he a visionary genius?
HSBC is a massive international, bank that has frequently been accused of things like money laundering. It was accused of money laundering for Mexican drug cartel. This is basically an attempt at kind of pinkwashing it, saying, don't look at all the terrible things that we've been embroiled in over the last several decades. Don't look at the fact that we're basically trying to undermine democracy by telling you.
We should be more concerned with why a bank or any business feels the need to actually do this. I don't remember asking HSBC what they think about fairy tales or women in business or anything like that. Why can't they just be a business?
The limitations of fixed TV schedules have become increasingly apparent in our on-demand world. Viewers no longer want to be tied to their sofas at specific times to catch their favorite shows. Morgan's move taps into this shift, offering flexibility that traditional broadcasting simply can't match. But it's not just about convenience. Morgan's YouTube presence has seen explosive growth in recent months. His interviews with high-profile figures like Donald Trump and Cristiano Ronaldo have racked up millions of views, far outstripping the reach of many conventional TV programs. This data suggests that Morgan's gamble might pay off in a big way.
It turns out the chairman, chief executive, and chief financial officer on HSBC's board of directors are all men too. As a man, let me just offer Miss Raducanu some advice. I think she's great. And when she won the US Open, it was amazing. But she hasn't won a shoebox since then.
The potential impact on mainstream media could be seismic. If Morgan's experiment proves successful, we might see a mass exodus of talent from traditional TV to digital platforms. This could force broadcasters to rethink their entire business model or risk becoming irrelevant. Morgan's decision aligns perfectly with changing viewer habits. More and more people, especially younger generations, are turning to YouTube and other online platforms for their news and entertainment. By moving his show to YouTube, Morgan is meeting his audience where they already are, rather than expecting them to come to him. But this move raises some important questions. How will the lack of traditional editorial oversight affect the content of Morgan's show? Will the freedom of YouTube lead to more honest journalism, or will it result in a free-for-all of unchecked opinions? And how will traditional media outlets respond to this challenge? As the dust settles on Morgan's announcement, one thing is clear: the media landscape is shifting beneath our feet. But what drove Morgan to make such a drastic change? The answer to that question might reveal even more about the future of broadcasting than the move itself. Freedom or chaos? That's the question on everyone's lips as Piers Morgan breaks free from the confines of traditional TV.
Think, what the hell were we doing? How was this insanity being allowed to happen? And it'll probably culminate in a 6'6" transgender athlete winning the 100 meters.
I mean, I don't know why you're obsessed with defining it. Like, what is a man? Like, why do we need these arbitrary...
A man is a male adult human. I mean, that's it. Along with the question, what is a woman? There's now a big debate where British political leaders have been asked about whether a woman can have a penis, given varying answers. Trying to suppress everyone's right to an opinion, trying to tell us all how to think, how to act, how to laugh, what to find funny, what statues to revere, what parts of history are acceptable, what parts aren't, and so on.
His promise of uncensored content has raised more than just eyebrows. It's challenging the very core of how we consume news. But as we dig deeper into Morgan's vision, we might find that the truth is far more complex than anyone imagined. Morgan's fiery critique of TV's unnecessary straitjacket isn't just talk, it's a battle cry against the constraints that have long defined traditional broadcasting. But what exactly are these constraints, and why does Morgan find them so suffocating? The answer lies in the rigid structure of TV schedules, the constant pressure to maintain ratings, and the ever-present specter of regulatory bodies. These factors often lead to a watered-down version of news, where hard-hitting questions are softened and controversial topics are sidestepped. Morgan's past run-ins with these limitations are well documented, most notably his dramatic exit from ITV's Good Morning Britain in 2021. That incident, which saw over 50,000 complaints flood into Ofcom following Morgan's comments about Meghan Markle, serves as a perfect example of the tension between uncensored journalism and regulatory oversight. It's a tension that Morgan seems determined to resolve by moving to a platform with fewer restrictions. But will this uncensored approach lead to journalistic freedom or descend into chaos? The potential for both outcomes is very real. On one hand, we could see a renaissance of hard-hitting interviews and honest political discourse. Morgan's recent YouTube interview with Cristiano Ronaldo, which garnered nearly 6 million views, shows the appetite for this kind of content. On the other hand, the lack of traditional editorial oversight raises concerns about the spread of misinformation. Media watchdogs have already expressed caution about the implications of uncensored platforms on public discourse. Without fact-checkers and editors to act as gatekeepers, how can we ensure the information we're consuming is accurate? Morgan's vision for his YouTube channel focuses on news-making interviews and debates that resonate with a global audience. It's an ambitious goal, one that could potentially reshape political discourse. But it also comes with significant risks. Will this new platform foster more open and honest debate, or will it simply amplify existing echo chambers? As the media landscape shifts beneath our feet, it's clear that both traditional broadcasters and digital platforms stand to gain or lose a great deal. The question now is, are we ready for the era of truly uncensored news? Piers Morgan's leap to YouTube marks a pivotal moment in media history. It's not just about one man's career move, it's a sign of a fundamental shift in how we consume news and form opinion. As digital platforms rise, they're challenging the very foundations of traditional journalism. The old guard of TV news is facing an existential crisis, forced to adapt or risk irrelevance. Viewers now stand at a crossroads. Do they stick with the familiar comfort of traditional broadcasting, with its established norms and regulatory oversight, or do they embrace the wild west of digital media, where content is uncensored but potentially unreliable? It's a choice between the devil we know and the devil we don't. This new frontier of digital journalism promises freedom and immediacy, but it also brings risks. Without traditional safeguards, how do we separate fact from fiction? As we navigate this brave new world, one thing is clear: the future of journalism hangs in the balance, and it's up to us to decide which way it tips.